For every 1 hour you sit, you're supposed to do something active for 10 minutes. Make time for your health, and then on the other end, make time for your recovery. So because you just can't, and even if you wanted to, but all the great, trainers will tell you, you can't keep going like that. You will crash and burn.
So you have this mantra, no matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up.
Action is courage.
Yes.
It takes a lot of courage to move, and to be unstuck. And even if you have everything figured out, motivation fades and willpower is supposed to kick in.
Yes.
And I get it. And I think that's where it falls back on having the right habits, like the do it anyway. Like you got to do it.
Yes.
I'm not going to say it's a lie that you can't snooze or it's a lie that you're not tired,
right.
But that's emotion. And so you're acting from like an emotional state versus actually saying like the do it anyway approach, which is like, this is my choice. I chose this.
If someone gave you just 15 minutes a day, what would you have them do? And why do those specific things?
Well,
it's me, Traci, and when I get on the mic, we about to have a good time tonight. Real talk, real growth, that's a fact. So go ahead now, sit back and relax. Hanging with us, you'll see that nothing is impossible, because together we become unstoppable. You know that taking action is the objective, so get ready for the Breakthrough Collective.
Welcome to the Breakthrough Collective, where your story matters, your courage counts, and your next chapter starts now. Today, I am sitting with Noah Lopez, a master health coach and a certified behavior change specialist, whose habit-based approach proves that real change isn't about doing more, it's about doing less, but doing it consistently. So if you're feeling overwhelmed about what you think you should be doing about your health, this is the episode for you. This is a conversation. We are going to shift the way you feel about habits, about willpower, and what it really takes to break through. Noah,
hey.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
I'm really happy to be here.
Excited.
Me too.
So is there anything you want to say to our listeners before we get started, or you want to dive in?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just really thankful to be here. I'm really proud. This is my first podcast ever, so I'm really happy to be.
He's a virgin, you guys.
He's a virgin, and I'm happy to be on the Breakthrough Collective as a first. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. I'm excited for you to drop all the gems. Because I love everything that you're about. So I'm happy to have you here. Okay, let's dive in.
All right, let's dive in.
Okay, so you were originally a fitness trainer, right?
Yep.
Okay. But at some point you realized that you want to do more. So what was the moment you discovered that real transformation happens in the mind and not in the gym?
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, I worked out a ton. And I love working out, but my mind wasn't clear. So when I would work out, and I just would not eat the right way. So then I was more tired or over exercising, which is a thing, and I wasn't getting the results that I wanted, and I started taking a step back in terms of, we all read these books. So I read a few books, one in particular that really helped me with more living intentionally. Okay. And so it was more about being more intentional about the work that I was doing. So when I worked out, it was a choice and I was choosing, but then also like clearing the mind is also a choice. So being more intentional in my life is something that I choose to be wherever I go, but especially with working out, shaping the mind that this is going to actually help me feel better mentally. Going in with that intention, other than just like I need to go and lift weights or do a spin class or aerobic exercise class. No, I don't have to do that. I can do what I need to do to really, that's for me, for myself.
Okay, so when you say with intention, are you saying you're making a plan, you're planning it all out, or
No
just
plan. I don't like to plan,
Okay.
although planning is good. No, more about the intention. So I am taking care of my body,
Okay.
and my mind, I statements, right? Like I'm here to make change happen for me. When I take care of myself, I take care of others.
Nice.
And so it's like really
like
being
that.
intentional about coming in and showing up and doing the work for yourself so that you can help others. And that's like the bigger thing for me is helping others.
I love that. Would you say, when I take care of myself, I can take care of others?
Yes. You can't pour from an empty cup.
No, you can't do it. No, sirree.
No.
I love that. So you have this mantra, no matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. That's powerful. But also, I mean, don't you think it's easier said than done? I mean, because when you're struggling in the day, or it's a little difficult. Was there a moment in your life when you went, you felt like it was impossible, when you had your own breakthrough? What sparked these 4 actions, and how did you push through?
Oh, yeah, God, there's been so many times. Action is courage. It takes a lot of courage to move, and to be unstuck. And even if you have everything figured out, right? Like I'm talking, I'll speak for myself, but personally, mid-30s, you start to question some things.
Yes.
Mental health kicks in, and that's
when you turn 30, 40, 50, that's
people
when
don't
you
know that.
reevaluate.
Yeah, the 30 to 40 mark is a good glow up.
Yes.
But it doesn't come without challenge, and it also doesn't come without change.
Right.
So, so I could like we went through a pandemic. I went through a pandemic in my 30s, right? I went through breakups, I went through depression, I think a lot of us, high cholesterol was going around after the pandemic. Nobody was walking.
We were on the couch, snacking, living our best life.
Yeah. So like, how do you show up in those moments, and it really is, about having the right habits, and I say habits, general habits, having a system in place, that could keep you going when you don't want to go, So it's like chasing a check, getting to work, we got to go to work.
Yes.
Like, depression doesn't wait for you to feel better, for the bills to come in, you got to work through that. So similar to, working out in your body, and eating well, it all blends in. If you're not sleeping well, you got to look at that. If you're not eating well, why? If you're not moving, there's resistance somewhere. And it's up to you to be honest about what that is. And we all know what it is. Like I could tell you, if I gave you a solution right now to show up, I would, anybody, a lot of people would tell you why they couldn't do that solution. Like that's our go-to. It's like
the kids had to go to school.
Yeah. The kids had to go to school. I have drop off. I have this. This person didn't come through for me. I have this project due. I've heard it all. I've heard everything. And so like when I let people do that, it's good too. But then also like you gotta check in with yourself. Like what resistance is coming up for me, and usually. Like fear of change, uncomfortable. People don't like to be uncomfortable. We're comfortable. We're comfortable people. Economic changes, just like work gets heavy, work gets harder, relationships get tough. And, so you're going through these things, and we don't have that opportunity. Like we forget. So you really have to like go back to like, okay, what's important? You got to win. So do what's important now. Win is what's important now, and that actually helps. So what I tell people is you got to figure out your baseline. Like, what is a baseline for you that you're willing to accept every day, week, month for yourself? And then that's where you start to focus on. So like, I know that I can do 10,000 steps a day, no problem. I know that I'm going to eat my 3 meals and hit 125, 150 grams of protein a day. You know, I know that I'm going to practice gratitude on my way to work, or like, you know, meditate, or, you know, take a break in the middle of the day, whatever I need to do to calm my nervous system. That's my baseline, you know, and then you don't negotiate it. And if you do start negotiating it, then you need to change the baseline again. So it makes it comfortable, right? Because we don't want to walk out like defeated, you know, we want to come in every day being like, oh, I hit my goals. And that like starts to build esteem.
So you reevaluate if you need to.
Always.
Okay.
You reevaluate your baseline, but you don't negotiate your results.
Okay.
Remember that.
Right.
Right? It's constant negotiation. I can do this, but I can't do that. I will do this, but I won't do that. And so it's like, okay, when you're done with that tantrum or whatever, you know, that we're resisting yourself, like, let's get to work, you know, but try to, reevaluate, but don't negotiate your results.
Okay. And you said when is what's important.
Do what's important now. Yep. It's a great way to like keep it in the day.
Yeah. I love that. So you work with CEOs, founders, entrepreneurs who are drowning in productivity hacks, habit stacking, all these things. Yet you say focusing, and this is a quote, focusing on less helps you achieve more. Walk us through what happens in that first session with that type A client who is like giving you the list of 47,000 things that they need to do. How do you get them to focus on just one thing?
Yeah, I'm going to change perspectives here.
Okay.
Okay. Cause I love that CEO, that founder, that entrepreneur. That's great. And there's a lot of wonderful type A people in New York. Like, let me tell you, and I'm speaking regionally. So let's go, you know, I work in New York, but like I do have people online.
They're everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay. So the big aha for me is that people don't come in like, I'm this person, you know,
they don't know it.
They don't come in roaring, you know, they come in defeated. Right? Because we're talking about their health. So like, let's look at yourself as like, there's only 100% of Traci, 100% of you, 100% of me, right? So if you give 90% of your everything to your work, to be that type A entrepreneur, founder, leader, millionaire, billionaire, you know, all that stuff, right? Like if you do that, great. But then you're only giving yourself 10% to do the rest.
Right.
So then you come to me and, you know, I'm selfish. I'm not going to just take the 10%. I want to take a slice of the pie, you know, I want to take more so that you can understand, you know, but with the 10%, what are we working with here? So I get, and so when it comes to lifestyle changes, lifestyle choices, movement, nutrition, that shares a percentage of that 10%. Right. So people come into me usually defeated, and that's the big thing. It's like, so it's starting, you really are starting from a place where, you can only go up. You know, so yes, so they do habit stack. They are doing great. They do have things that they enjoy. I don't get in the way of those things.
Right.
So the good part about me is that like, I like to always say, I never take away. I only add to what you're doing.
Okay.
So it's never like, you can't do that. Like you can't have that pizza, or what are you doing after work drinking like that, or blah, 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 or why aren't you sleeping? None of that stuff. It's like, where can we add? And I really try to help people understand that. It's like, you can add to your life, and it's not taking away, you know, like I started diet and I automatically get like really scared and triggered and stuck. And I just feel very, very, it's not good for me. But, you know, if I could say like, okay, I'm going to focus on protein in my diet every day, you know, to really focus, like make it that the emphasis, because protein in your body is what gives us like the best of the nutrition. It helps you, it helps your skin, it helps your body, it helps your muscles, but it also keeps you fuller longer. So the satiation period is longer. So like if you focus on protein and nutrition, like that's a really good place to be. And that doesn't have you, I'm not having you go and, buy a bunch of gym equipment or, whatever the people think that they need to do. It's like, no, focus on one thing, your protein in your diet.
Okay. And are you trying to map it out so that you can get people to come see you before they're defeated?
Strategy. No, I like that. No, I have been blessed to find, meet clients along their path. And usually on the path, working with a life coach, personal trainer, fitness instructor, all that is not on like the big journey. I'm just a part of. What I would say is, we talked about 30s and 40s. I don't know your age, and I don't really want to ask. I'm 42 now. Next week I'll be 43. But in my 30s, the one thing that saved me or got me to where I'm at today with my training age and experience is community, right? So like-minded individuals.
Yes.
So maybe it's not a fitness trainer or a life coach that you have, but maybe it's someone that is like-minded for you. Maybe it's a family member. Great. If you're the mom and dad in a house and you're working out, I guarantee it's a great example for children to see. Right. It's a really good example for mom and dad to be working out. But on the other end, if it's you and your environment is filled with partying, drinking, eating out instead of cooking at home. There's a lot of little things like shifts that you could do, but if your environment doesn't cause for it, it's going to be a little bit harder. So building a community with like-minded individuals. Right. I didn't realize when I gave up drinking, I thought that everybody drank the way I drank. But when I gave up drinking and I found this fitness community, and maybe they drank, but a lot of the people that are really healthy don't want to put those calories in their body. The nasty, poison, toxic,
or everything
alcohol.
In moderation.
Everything in moderation, even moderation.
Yes.
Yeah. So, the community is probably another great, easy way of winning.
Okay. I don't mind sharing my age. I'm in my 50s.
Whoa.
Yeah. But
that's crazy.
But I do feel like, I've said this before, there was a commercial that was like, a body in motion stays in motion. And I used to make fun of it. But then recently I've been working on a lot of things, and I wasn't doing any kind of movement, any kind of stretch for about 4 months. And then, all the joints are making you feel like, what is going on? The back is hurting, the knees are hurting, so if you stop moving, then, but it's so hard to get off the couch sometimes, especially when you're on the computer, you're doing your thing. So, yeah.
What do you think's hard about it? What's hard about it in that moment?
It's feeling okay, so if I'm working on the computer doing my thing and I have a list of things that I want to finish before the day is done, and then you're like, oh, let me get a break. Let me sit on the couch. And I love to watch TV. So I feel like I will reward myself with watching a cop show.
Okay, yeah.
Procedural. Yeah. And then the next thing you know, the day's over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to work out tomorrow morning for sure. And then sometimes it doesn't happen.
No, I get it. And now with the age thing too, it's going to be really cool when you see all these influencers age in social media. Yeah. I want to see how it's going then. Because I yes, you could do this and this and this and burpees and all these crazy things. Yeah, well, try being 40, and 50. It's just it just changes.
I can still do all those things. Yeah. I think also because I was a dancer for so long, but I've never, and because I was a dancer, I never liked working out.
Totally.
And so that has not changed.
Yeah, I get it.
And so maybe you can give me some pointers for those.
Yeah, totally.
Don't really care.
Well, keep dancing.
Yes,
that's the thing. Don't stop dancing.
You're absolutely
That's
right.
the thing. It's like, actually, it's a beautiful thing to be a dancer. I wish I could be a dancer, but that's like, it's hard work.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of commitment.
It is fun though. It's a lot of fun.
A lot of commitment. A lot of commitment. So you have that in you.
Yeah.
You just have to find the things that you like. One of the quotes that I like, I was able to see, I went to this like 2020 Vision Tour, Oprah's 2020 Vision Tour in 2020, right before the pandemic. And Michelle Obama was the interviewee. And she said something that stuck with me, and it still has, is like, I've never been this age in my body, so I don't know, so it was like right when she was talking about her first book about We're Always Becoming, and it stuck with me because it's one of those things where it's true. So like, I've never been here before. Like, I actually don't know what it's like to be in my 40s,
right?
In shape,
and how
healthy.
It is for you is different than how it was for me. Right?
Exactly. And so now it's like, maybe there are from dancing, there might be some things that your body is responding to from back in the day, but it doesn't mean stop. It just means pivot,
I think
figure
you
out.
Can't stop.
Yeah, you can't
because
stop.
when you stop, it's like, it's not cute.
And the Your Body in Motion, I can't remember his name, but one of my clients who's 80, she trained with that man.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's very famous, and he's local. He's a really cool guy, and I think he had studios in LA and all these things. But anyways, I wish I could remember his name right now. But he's really cool.
Got it.
And that's inspiring. Yeah.
So if someone is struggling with their health, don't you think it's like all interconnected? So like, if their sleep is bad, because their nutrition is slipping, because they're stressed at work. So there's a lot going on. How do you choose which single habit to address? When someone is going through all this, when it feels like they're all like tangled.
It's a good question.
I'm sure they come like we talked about before. They're coming at you with these different things.
Yeah, I like lowest hanging fruit. Okay. Like what are you willing to do, right? And then what gives you the biggest return on investment, so ROI. So sometimes it's sleep, right? Like you have to focus on sleep in your day, in your routine. And telling someone who thrives on super early mornings, usually the successful people are really early morning people. They're not late night workers. They're like, they wake up super early, and that's like really powerful productivity hours that, while everyone's sleeping, it's not that they stayed up late, it's that they actually went to bed early and woke up early, and again, outside looking in, like
everybody's
different, but I could tell you, if you focus on, sleep, you're definitely going to be able to hit some higher marks with other things, right? Like, so sleep for libido, sleep for muscle recovery. Sleep is great for dementia prevention, sleep is good for the skin, the body, and just overall alertness and awareness, like firing on all cylinders, so that to me is a pretty good one. And again, it didn't involve you committing to a gym or a trainer or anything. It's like you could take 15 extra minutes at the end of your day and try to go to bed early, or what I call is like a 3-2-1 rule. No food 3 hours before bed, no water 2 hours before bed, and no screens 1 hour before bed. And that'll help you go to bed or sleep better. That's like, those are just some of the other, there's so many ways to sleep, improve your sleep. But if you're working on it, having that, focusing on that will really improve other parts of your life for sure.
And I know that everyone's different. How many hours would you suggest?
Everyone's different. But as we get older, it's 7 to 9 is the answer. Yeah, It's wild. But no, 7 to 9 hours of good sleep. So, and it does happen. And there are ways, I think the Aura Ring is great to help you with achieving certain marks with your sleep, or at least having some, bringing awareness to it. But that is a big one. It's a big one. And you're going to hear about that, I think, more as, I'm talking about one habit a day to change your life, but like now I'm telling you to sleep more. It's like, well, what are we going to be doing? But you know what? Having older clients has also helped me understand longevity, like for reasons of longevity conversation, being a part of it, what's important for them. And a third of our life spent in bed, and so it's like you gotta have a good routine if that's what if it's a third of our life.
Yeah.
So
no, I get it. So you are certified in behavior change specialization. So you know the science, progressive change, one habit at a time. But we live in a world that screams to do it all, do it now, especially for us. What are we, for me, Generation X. Like we try to do it all. Because that's how we were brought up. Why is less actually more? What's the one habit most people overlook but would make the biggest difference?
Less is more because you get to really like I'm not a multitasker at all, and I have to and even being able to be honest about that, I'm not a multitasker, and when I try to do too many things at once, it just is not cute. It's not good. I did not do something well, and then that, and then that, whatever. It just is not a good look for me. But doing less allows you to focus on it and build upon it. So you're building on it. So it doesn't mean that you're not going to ever do more of it. But if you're starting at the beginning, right? You have to learn the basics, and you have to learn how to do that one thing well. And, this isn't your first podcast, but I always tell all my clients, you only have to do it once.
Right.
And then once you do it once, then you learn from that one time. How did you feel? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? What would you change? And as you do that, it helps you understand it better. Okay, well, I know that I can't have coffee. I know I can't have coffee after 10, or else my evenings are going to go,
right.
They're going to be hard. It's going to be harder for me to shut down and turn off at the end of the day. But some people can keep having coffee throughout the whole day, and it's their thing. My focus is sleep. So if I want to sleep better, I have to stop at this time on that thing or whatever. And then the other part to your question, did I answer the other part to your question?
I think so. What is actually more? What's one habit most people overlook?
Yeah, that's a good one. I love this one. Again, it's making time, but it's not just making time for your workouts. It's also making time for your recovery. So your downtime, you have to give yourself downtime. And also for people that are in it now, I call 30s your building years. So a lot of times, you don't have all the things that you see on social media yet. You don't have all those things, but you're building. And there's a big group of, I'm going to shout out to all my 30-year-olds. Excuse me. There is a big group of 30-year-olds that are just crushing it. You don't have to do it forever, but this is your time. So give yourself some grace and understand it. Do what's good. Walk to work, to walk on your lunches, take a walking call. A lot of walking because I want to encourage movement, but also, be mindful of how you eat. Right. So it's not just that one meal a day, or eating at the end of the night, or, ordering in because it'll allow you to work longer. what is that doing to you? You know, like we move throughout our whole lives, you know, and then college happens and we're supposed to sit and then we become more sedentary. It's not that we're slowing down, we're working. This is work now. But you're just sedentary and you're just sitting and like, you know, let's just do the math, like 10 years at sitting 12 hours a day. That's a lot of sitting to then go and lay for another 6 or 7. So you're really not like, you're not standing that much, you know, for every 1 hour you sit, you're supposed to do something active for 10 minutes.
So get up and walk around, take those breaks. So figure out what works best for you and don't
make time. Make time. Then. I want you to make time. So you have to make time for your health, and then on the other end, make time for your recovery. So because you just can't, and even if you wanted to, but all the great, you know, trainers will tell you, you can't keep going like that. You will crash and burn.
Right. Right. We don't want that.
No, we don't want that. Yeah. Nobody deserves that. You know, that's not. And you there, even if you wanted to build it, right? Like everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody's somebody. I get it, you know, but also at the same time, like in your building years, you know, that's important to you. And so I'm going to give you that. But I also want you to give your health some love.
Right.
You know, it's important.
So motivation fades and willpower can lie. But that voice in your head can be really loud, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned that clients leave sessions, and this is a quote, feeling positive and strong. But what about the next morning at 5:45 a.m. When the alarm goes off and, you know, you hit the snooze button? You may say, you know, let's just hit the snooze button several times, or you might just not get up and you're saying, I can just work out tomorrow, like I've been doing, right? Keep pushing it off. So what's the truth about willpower that no one wants to hear? And what is a mental tool that everyone can use to kind of help out?
Yeah, I love that because motivation fades and willpower is supposed to kick in.
Yes.
And I get it. And I think that's where it falls back on having the right habits, like the do it anyway. Like you got to do it.
Yes.
You know, like I'm not going to say it's a lie that you can't snooze or it's a lie that you're not tired, but you know, that's emotion. And so you're acting from like an emotional state versus actually saying like the do it anyway approach, which is like, this is my choice. I chose this. So, you know, that gets me, you know, to the gym. You know, I have a different time that I go to the gym, but in the morning, my morning routine is solid and locked in, and it has to be for, you know, I can't be late, but it has to be locked in. So like any extra minute I give myself snoozing, I'm taking away from the other things that I really want to do in the morning.
Got it.
And I live in New York, so I live in a small apartment. So it's like, you can't just like, you know, you can't just like go rush out of the house and you come back and it's all sloppy. Like I just can't do that, you know, there's no way. You know?
It messes with your mind.
It messes with the mind the whole day. Yeah, you got to get that morning routine. That bed has to be made before I leave.
I love it. So you make your bed every day.
Every day. It's an esteemable act. Yes. It really helps you build your self-esteem too.
I love it.
Yeah. So, yes. I hope that answers your question.
No, it did. It did. Okay. So you focus on 3 pillars: movement, nutrition, and regeneration. So I think that most people focus on the first 2. But what is regeneration? Why does it matter for mental health? And what's one regeneration habit you'd recommend to someone who's burnt out?
Yeah. Well, regeneration equals recovery. So it's how you recover. You know, you spend 1 hour working with me and then the other 23 hours on your own. You know, football players, athletes, you know, they work out, but then what you don't see behind the scenes is them actually focusing on their recovery. You know, ice baths, massages, like, you know, stretching, sleeping, even, not the athletes, but, focusing on your nutrition as a way of calming you, so like the central nervous system is really probably one of your biggest, gut checks, for yourself, to be honest, right? Like, when you're in fight or flight mode. Maybe you don't. You actually do not know, but if you're always stressed at work, if you're going to bed but waking up tired, right. If you're on edge for a lot of different reasons. We're in New York. It's like, it could be a lot of million things.
Someone gets on your nerve on the subway.
Yeah, it's like, it shouldn't be that much of a deal, but sometimes it is. I respect that, So for me, regeneration is like taking the time to recover. Okay, so that comes in a lot of different forms. The easy one for someone that's burnt out, I think, is just learning how to take a mindful minute, and after you take that first minute, learn to take 5. And then if you can, shout out to animal owners, but if you have a dog and can take a walk with your dog, great. If you can take a walk without your cell phone, another great way to pause and just kind of breathe and reset. And be okay with it. Like, you gotta honor those breaks as like, this is like what's working for you. Like sometimes you do need to step away from the computer, but also because your response in that moment probably won't be the best one. Sometimes, at least for me, that's how it's worked for me. And putting it down is one of the great ways of like being able to be like, okay, I just need to reset, take a minute, breathe, and then come back to whatever I'm doing, and that breath will really help you. And then in terms of eating better, that mindful breath, having a glass of water before you eat, having a glass of water in the morning when you wake up versus just going straight to the coffee or caffeine, it really helps that pause. And that pause just gives you a little bit more gas in the tank. It actually really does help you along the way. So I would just say focusing on the breathing as like the biggest piece for you to like recover. And then there's so many other great things that we could stack on top of that, but just finding your way into your breathing will be a great way to be present.
So taking a moment and just breathing it out, and meditation or anything that...
Yeah, meditation would be amazing, but I'm not even telling you that because I say meditation and everybody goes into like, I need a yoga mat and I need this and I'm going here and I better do this. It's like, no, it's learning how to breathe, because that same breath you're going to use is going to be the same breath you're going to work out with, and we forget to breathe sometimes. We forget that we're breathing.
Like when you said that as a dancer, like I would be finish a whole number and then realize that I wasn't really breathing the whole time.
Yeah, that's wild.
Or at least properly.
Yeah, totally.
And didn't even realize I was doing it.
Yeah, and there's people that we take it. I mean, I get so like inspired talking about health, but it's like we take advantage of our breath sometimes. It's crazy. Yeah. We're living, breathing beings, and like we forget to breathe.
Yeah. The simplest thing. Yeah. I love it. Okay. So in your experience, what is the relationship between physical movement and mental clarity? And if someone's stuck in their head, they're anxious, they're overthinking. I do that all the time. Or if they feel paralyzed, what is one movement practice that can help them break through?
Yeah. And it's really personal, because that, like, I call it like emotionally stuck, or physically stuck. I've been stuck like that, for sure. And a lot of times, even overwhelm can keep you stuck, right? And so 10,000 steps a day. I know it sounds crazy, but walking, when you start
especially
to move,
they said when you get older, that walking,
don't stop walking. No, it's so good for you. 10,000 steps a day. But just being in your body, like being able to come back to your body, return home, come back to yourself, and like give yourself an opportunity to move. It really, really does help. It gets you to breathe more. I was thinking about this and just how, because there's a lot of people that I meet that seem defeated, that are defeated. They don't know where to begin. What's going on with me? Get on a treadmill, get on a Stairmaster, jump rope, go for a walk your dog. But really just start to and focusing on your breathing. Another, a walking meditation that I learned a long time ago is also to call out things that you're seeing, to be feel really present. So as you take that walk, like there's a building, there's this is, it's a great way to keep yourself grounded and become more present. And that really does help you at least return to your body, because sometimes we're way out there in our heads and our minds. It's this is not good. And so coming back to your body really helps you be in your body.
Yeah. I purchased a jump rope a while ago. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll do it for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, this is hard.
It's hard.
Kids, it was nothing.
Yeah.
But now it's like,
start with 1 minute and then go to 2 and then 5. Same with the Stairmaster. You try to get on a Stairmaster now. Oh my gosh, 20 minutes? That's aggressive.
Yeah.
That's aggressive.
After COVID, when I was climbing the stairs at Broadway Lafayette, the train station, and I got to the top and I was like, what is going on right now?
Yeah, it really.
Completely out of breath.
I know. It really is a big thing. We forget. Yeah.
So time scarcity is real. Your clients are juggling businesses, families, and somehow fitting in health. What is the minimum viable routine if someone gave you just 15 minutes a day? What would you have them do, and why do those specific things? Just 15 minutes.
Yeah, if I had 15 minutes, well, I definitely think just calming the nervous system. So 5 minutes of breathing a day, that could be taken however you choose. 5 minutes of stretching, mobility work is really important. Just keeping the body mobile, child's pose, downward dog, nothing crazy, but stretch your body. And then, I would say, in terms of reflection, it just depends on how you stack your day. But for me, it would be more like a gratitude list or some type of journaling, scribing. That's how you can kind of really get those thoughts out of your head. And, if they're good thoughts, keep them going, flow, whatever, how you need to do it. But when the mind starts to race, it's actually good to get that energy out and use it. So that would probably be the way that I would use it. So it's, the breathing helps with the central nervous system, the calming, the taking you out of fight or flight mode and into a steady state mode. And the mobility, obviously, just to stay mobile. And then
you're writing the
journal for reflection.
And would you say there's a certain time of day, or just, preferably in the morning?
Yeah, if you only have the 15 minutes, it depends on how you start your day. I could tell anybody, but I wouldn't tell that. That's not my job. You find the time, but be honest with it. So if you're always going to do it, then always do it at that time. This is my moment where I'm doing
routine.
This. Yeah. Exactly.
Consistency,
routine, same time. Yep, exactly.
Yes. Okay, so before we wrap, I want to give listeners something they can use right now. If you could give someone 3 habits, I guess we could use those, or maybe there's 3 other habits. Well, no, this is different. So 1 for their body, 1 for their mind, and 1 for their life that would create a breakthrough in 30 days. So it could be what you just talked about, but it also could be something a little bit different, especially if we're thinking that in 30 days, they would not see something completely different, but some kind of change. What would that be? What would they be? Those 3 things. So something for the body, for the mind, and for their life. And again, you could
I think I would say body would definitely be 10,000 steps a day.
Okay.
Focusing on that. It's very easy to track. Your phone of whatever phone you have should be fine. It'd be fine. Don't buy a Fitbit.
Oh,
I mean, you can.
No, he said no.
I try to just I just try to keep it very simple with what you have. Basic, tangible. So your phone.
But your phone does like the health app.
Health app. It's great. Gratitude list for the mind is a lot to be grateful for. Abundance is real, and life is really good. Even in the tiniest ways, life is really good. A lot of ways to find gratitude in your day. And then for life, I think it's really about my favorite word, boundaries. Is just creating boundaries for yourself that are going to create a space for you to not be so stressed. So when I'm feeling this way, I will boom, and so it's like it keeps prevention is key, but it keeps you from, that boiling point, whatever that is for you. So having like a little bit of a boundary with your routine, with your personal time, with your personal space, whatever that boundary is for yourself, it will help you long term. And sometimes that is that 5-minute break that we talked about, or those 15 minutes that you're going to give yourself every day. That's non-negotiable. That doesn't involve other people or things or a Fitbit or a class or anything. It's just for you.
Okay. So making sure that your cup doesn't run over. And
your cup can run over, but you want to be pouring from an overflowing cup. You don't want to be pouring from an empty cup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then have the outlook of the glass is half full, because you said life is good.
Oh, well, I would say gratitude list. Outlook. Yeah. Glass is half full.
People were like, glass is half empty,
Glass half full, glass half empty, but there's water in it. That's the one I want to see. But there's water in it. There's water in it. There's something there.
You won't be thirsty.
You won't be thirsty. No, it's fine. You're fine.
I love it. And we also talked about the fact that this time of the year is a little bit hard for some people.
Oh, yeah.
So are there any suggestions when, obviously places like California, Florida may not be experiencing it as much, but is there anything different for this, this winter? It gets dark early. Is there anything that you would say for someone living here in Seattle or any place like that?
Mental health is really takes a toll in the shorter days. And so what I would say to that is, now let's have fun with it, right? Like you can book a vacation. That is possible.
Yes.
Right? Like go where it's warm. Like go take a nice vacation. And there are people that do that and can, right? And so that's one. If you can't, second one, do things while the lights are on. So like while it's still sunlight, like go out in your day. Don't be inside doing your at-home stuff that you can do in the evening, right? So like make the most of the daylight, whatever that is. And sometimes and we all know that like natural sunlight is really good for the body in general, vitamin D in general. So just walking 15 minutes outside, no sunglasses, it really does help the body. The sun absorbs through the eyes. And so it's really, really good for you, for your skin, to get that natural outdoor vitamin D.
Okay.
And then if that's too hard, and then this is another fun one, you can get a UV ray light. There's there's lights that you can order online, not expensive, and there are some that are expensive, but you can have like a UV ray light come, and you could have that at your desk that will also help give you light that your body needs, and it's healthy for you.
I love that.
So there's a lot of different ways that, like happiness is a spectrum. It really is a big thing, trying to be happy. It's another part of mental health, another conversation that you'll see down the road, I hope. Happiness, sleep, it all connects. But holistically, your mental health is just as important as working out, So that's where it gets it gets real, right? And like that's where like I don't care how much motivation or willpower I have, if you're down in the dumps, like it's really tough. So again, that's also a great way to have that buddy, whoever that is, or that small community of people that you work out with, your group of people that you do things with, to get out of the house, to
buddy
help
up.
yourself. Buddy up, help yourself, and keep moving, Yeah. So
I love it. So that we end each episode with a quote.
okay.
Is there a mantra, a quote, a phrase that has helped you through any personal breakthroughs, or that you always tell your clients, or that you think that our listeners would want to hear, that you can share?
Okay, so this is what I say to everybody, especially the people, because we were talking about motivation and willpower. This is what I say: stop stopping, quit quitting, keep going. So stop stopping. Like I did it, but I stopped. I was doing this then, but then this came up. Stop stopping. Quit quitting. Yes, it was just too hard. You know what? This is your journey. Accept it. You're on the path. Keep going. Right. So I want people to know that, like, you already started at the finish. The starting line has been started a long time ago. We're going. We're in it. You're in it. But don't give yourself those outs, and let me tell you, in my 30s, I really, really thought that what I was doing for work was more important than my health. And that's insane, right? Like that's an insane thing to think, that like what I'm doing is so important that I cannot take time for myself.
But do you think it was a conscious thing that you were thinking?
I think I had an ideal that I thought that I was going to manifest something bigger, or, and great, right? Like work was blessed with more work, the job got me more jobs, and great. But I got unhealthier, and my health took a back seat, and then, nobody wins. Like, and now it's like, was it really worth it? At the time, I couldn't see it not being worth it. There was no other way. Like I was in it, but I'm just here to say that like, it's body and mind, and if those things are doing well, then your work's probably excellent. You're probably soaring, but if your body and mind are starting to, not be well, then priorities probably are misaligned.
Right. And it kind of goes back to what you said earlier, like you can't help someone else until you help yourself.
Yeah, you can't help.
You're not going to be the best at your job until you're able to make sure that you're okay.
Well, I wish that was true. There are a lot of successful people that are not worried about their health
at all.
Yeah, so I wish that was true. Like
if they're that successful, they may have someone that's making their meal for them, or you know what I mean?
You would think.
Yeah, but not even that. Not even that.
They're not there yet. They're not there yet. It's not there. It's not on their path yet.
And it's still
okay.
Pushing.
Yeah, and we learn how to do these things. Like the habits help you. Like I am not a dancer. I wouldn't even know where to start, with dancing, but you would.
Yeah.
You're just further along on the path than I am. Yeah. I got to still learn how to do the 8 count or whatever, or my da-da-da-da, but you got it. You got it. You already know how to move and groove, and you can see where people are because you're a dancer. Mm-hmm. And so you've seen where people, oh, that one's good, or that one needs a little bit of help, or blah, 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 whatever, so for me, it's like the sooner that people come to me and like are, in that space of like, this is where I'm at, like, then we can really get to work, but it's like, yeah, I've had, I met people, this is like the big one. And it's meant to be funny, and I apologize if they're listening, because they will be listening. Like I've met people here, successful, wonderful, great clients, like, that hate working out. Yep. And so the reason why they're doing it, is because they actually have to. So they got like a little doctor's note. They got a little scare.
Got it.
There's been some scares. There's some like high cholesterol, high blood pressures, like some numbers didn't look right. And so getting healthy has become like a doctor's, like a prescription versus the alternative. Right. Because you can keep going and remain unhealthy. But prevention is key, right? Like I'm doing this and we're talking today so that people can understand, like, oh, if I get started now, I won't have that doctor's note. I won't have to do that. I can prevent it, right? Or maybe I can pivot, maybe I can like not, eat out so much, and maybe I can start taking control of my eating at home and be more nutritious at home on days that I don't work 2 days a week, right? Whatever those days are.
Start off with some small changes to have a big, small steps to make a big change.
Yeah. Be honest with where you're at and like meet yourself there too. Right. Yeah. Like the idea that people don't like working out is crazy to me.
I don't like it.
Yeah. See, there's honesty. See, it's honest. Yeah, and guess what? Only 30% of people love working out. And like the whole world, 30% of people like love working out. So there's a lot of people that don't like working out.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah. And I get it. So, do it because you want to, not because because there'll be a time when you might have to.
Class.
Yeah.
Like a workout class,
Totally.
Or I like yoga.
Yeah.
Or Pilates. So, there's different things.
Those are all great things.
Yeah.
And there's all different ways to get to where you want to go. And that's why I think it's like nice that like shout out to personal trainers, because they're like so personal and they know their clients and they figure out for you. And that's it. And classes, shout out to classes who bring people together, like-minded individuals, all trying to do it right. We're just trying,
trying to figure it out.
We're trying to figure it out, but we're trying to like do it. And it's not a one size fits all program. No. You can't, and great for people who can just follow someone else's program and get the same results. Usually that works with diets, not exercise. But learn how to eat better. It's a great way of overall for everything. Like when you can't do anything, eating right is like a really good thing to exercise your willpower, manage your weight, but also manage sleeping better, and then not feeling so bad about not working out.
Right.
Right.
This has been so great. Thank you so much for being here and sharing all this information. I think that the listeners are going to walk away with some real tools that they can start working on today, now. And thank you guys for being here. I hope that you are leaving with some clarity, calm, and can put some of the things that Noah has shared to work starting today, tomorrow, or at least this week, right? Yeah. But like keep moving, keep learning, keep growing, and keep breaking through, because we are just getting started. Thank you so much.